right, I'm hanging out with my pal Tommy Rant right here. What's up? Now, I heard a little rumor from Strictly Business, Brandon Beretta, that you snore.
What?
That's what he told me.
First off, if that bus is paying attention to me while I'm sleeping, that ain't strictly business. That's strictly weird.
That is kind of weird, right?
I ain't about that. Where'd you hear that from? Him? Her?
From him.
Her. Yeah. Listen, Buster. Listen, Chooch. You got my number. You know the time. Slime time.
Careful, Brandon Beretta is really good at suplexing big fat asses, so he might get you back, but you've been losing weight, so.
You look great.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, thank you, Tommy Red, and Slimeball Sage over there.
How much do you hate Papa Dan?
I don't think we have enough time in the world for me to explain how much I hate that tall, just Yeezy-wearing, stupid. I don't even know how to explain him. He just walks around like he just is entitled. He just owns the place. He can talk to whoever he wants, and I'm sick of him.
So I take it you don't like him.
No, I love him. We're best friends.
Lulu, how about you?
What's the question? I didn't hear.
How much do you not like Papa Dan? Or do you?
I love Papa Dan. So cutesy.
Very.
Okay.
See? I hate him.
Yo, they call me Dank, the lyrical titan. Stepping in the ring, spitting fire, igniting. From the square circle to the booth, I'm dominant. Unbreakable spirit, call me the king, I'm prominent. Beyond the barricade, the podcast bumping. Real talk, no gimmicks, ain't no time for slumping. Grinding day and night, always something to prove. Elevating the game, that's the Dank move. Check 1, 2, this ain't no illusion. Dropping truth bombs, causing a commotion. From the canvas to the charts, I'm climbing. Champion mindset, always shining. Resolute, run deep, instilled the fight. Never back down, always standing upright. In the ring or on the track, same intensity. Delivering knockout blows lyrically. 1, 2, this ain't no illusion. Dropping truth bombs, causing a commotion. From the canvas to the charts, I'm climbing. Champion mindset, always shining.
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Dank, and let me bring to you my very special guest, the one, the only, Blade Gibson, joining me tonight. Hi, Blade.
What's going on?
All right, it's going good. How are you?
I'm doing all right for the most part. Can't complain.
All right, let's go over some upcoming events you got going on. First of all, you have TCW Wrestling. Tell us what's going on here.
So this is a very, very meaningful show to me. This is a very, this is definitely going to be very special for me, especially for the rest of my career.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we'll get deeper into this subject later. But for some backstory on this, my dad used to wrestle as Chance Gibson. He unfortunately passed away in September of 2018. We just recently hit 7 years of him being gone and away from us. But I want to say roughly around the start of this year, more so actively talking about it in the summer, of trying to run a show in remembrance of my dad. Because back when my dad was wrestling, before I was ever even born, my dad used to run a federation called TCW. So we're trying to bring it back for one night to honor our father and to give everybody a chance to really see what my dad was all about when it came to wrestling. To make, in his honor, try to build our own legacy while still continuously showing his. So this is a very big night for us. It's this Saturday in my hometown. And it just feels unreal. Like I know it was conversation of us being able to get this show to happen, but now that we're literally in spitting distance and it's about to happen, it's about to be a very big and emotional night.
I'm sure it is going to be very emotional. Make sure everybody shows up and gets their tickets now. All right, let's go to Regal Riot over here. RRW Wrestling. Tell us what's going on here.
So the Regal Riot is Rated R's yearly event, typically our version of a Royal Rumble. It's 20 men enter, and the winning man can either challenge for the Rated R Championship or the Titan Turnbuckle Heavyweight Championship, which is what I proudly hold. I'm not sure who I'm defending my title against that night, but I am scheduled to be there, and I am scheduled to defend. So, with that being said, whoever my opponent is, I'm ready for you. And as for the 20 men that entered the Regal Riot, I wish you all the best. And you know who the right pick is to challenge. If you want a real challenge, you want to take on the top champion, look no farther than yours.
Look no farther than Blade Gibson over there.
Agreed.
I love it. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about how you fell in love with professional wrestling.
So, like I said, my dad was a professional wrestler, and so was my mom. So that makes me second generation from both sides. My mom isn't as active in the ring per se, but she still goes out and manages and goes out with either people she's been going up and down the roads with or up and rising stars. But for me, wrestling was always just something that was around every weekend, going out to wrestling shows, being able to make friends in wrestling, and then to finally grow up and to live out all those childhood dreams of just being able to perform in front of people and to be able to say that I am doing what I feel like I was put on this planet to do. It's a unreal feeling, but more importantly, the main pushing reason for why I really am invested in wrestling, the reason why Blade Gibson is so dedicated to the game is because of the promises I made to my dad. As I recently mentioned, my dad, we just reached 7 years of him being gone. And when he was gone, I felt like a part of me was missing. I just felt a hole open in my chest, which for anyone that's lost parents, I'm pretty sure they can relate to the same thing, or any loved one for that matter, any family member that you were close with. But as I went through the week, still going to school and everything, only took the Friday off from that week to prepare for his funeral. I walk into the room. We see our dad in his casket. My sister's the first one to break down before reality really settles in for all of us. But when the time finally came for me to walk up and talk to my dad to say my final piece, something clicked in me to where I wanted to make sure that no matter how long he's been gone, that he was going to be remembered. That people were going, that even though his physical presence might not be here anymore, that people were still going to remember the name Chance Gibson. People were still going to remember the name Marty Kurtz. And when I walked up to my dad in his casket, I made 2 promises to him. And that the first promise is that I would become a wrestler, and that every company I step foot into, I would show my worth to where I would become a champion. To where no matter how much they wanted to sit there and say whether it was my size, whether they wanted to throw an obstacle in my face and say that I can't do it because of this, that I would become champion. And it didn't matter which champion, the tag titles, the heavyweight, the main top guy, the middle card, it did not matter. What matters is that I was going to go in there and people were going to remember the name Blade Gibson by the end of it, because Blade Gibson earned his way to being a champion. And then the second promise that I made is that I would make it. Whether that's NWA, AEW, TNA, WWE, New Japan, one way or another, I'm going to solidify my name in the books for making it to said promotion. Therefore, solidifying not only my name, but my family's legacy, my family's name, my dad's name. Everybody will remember who we were and what we set off to do and what I wanted to have happen. That's constantly make sure that my name and my family is remembered.
That's awesome. That's a great story, man. It's really tugs at your hearts, man. So I'm glad that you were able to do and get into the business. So let's start off with where'd you go train and what were your thoughts during your initial training?
So where I initially started training and actually being able to perfect my craft was what was formerly known as SOM, formerly known as School of Morton, now known as Smoky Mountain Pro or SMP.
Right.
And I was trained by Ricky Morton, one half of the Rock and Roll Express.
Right.
But before I was able to officially step into his school, I was more trained by my cousins, who would be the name of Mikey Duggar and the owner of APW, and my mom, who is Brittany Diamond. But Ricky Morton's definitely where I got the
honed your craft,
perfect my craft, and got to become where I am today.
Right. So what was the best advice you got during your first initial training that you still take with you to this day?
Slow down.
Slug it out.
When in doubt, always slow down. No matter, even if you think you can possibly go any slower. Slow down.
Oh, slow down. I thought you said slug it out.
But
you can do both. You can do both.
Yeah, but if there's anything that I could very initially take in is the fact of always go off of what the fans want. Because, I mean, I could go out there and try to do every move in my moveset, but if that's not going to be what the fans want, then it really wasn't worth it.
Right.
If I'm not, you want to make the biggest advice that I got from while in training is that you want to make sure the fans get their money's worth.
Right.
And I've always carried that when I go to a building, give it my all. So these fans, if for some reason the rest of the show wasn't good for them, my match will stick out, and that will be enough for them to say that was worth my money.
Okay. Tell me about your first match, your first professional match in front of a crowd. Who was your opponent, and what were your thoughts during your first match?
My very initial first match was against my brother, actually. And
really?
Yeah, it was against my oldest brother, who goes by Cody Gibson.
Okay.
And I had so many thoughts. Like, me and him just put together a very simple match. We didn't sit there and do what you would typically. I feel like what we did wasn't what you would typically see on TV. It's not the type of match you would expect to see on TV and fans be satisfied. But for what we were trying to get across and what we were trying to do, the crowd was into it and loved it. But my thoughts were constantly, how do I make sure that I don't screw up? Don't screw up. Don't sit here and don't think too hard on it, but think enough on it to where you know you're not going to screw up.
Right.
It was a run of just nervousness and wanting to make sure that I did everything right.
All right. Now tell me about some opponents you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled yet. Who are these opponents?
If I gotta say people that I've gotten to at least be in the same locker room with, as close as I've probably gotten to a ring with them. Tyler Shute is definitely somebody I would want to get in the ring with. He's on it. I feel like he's definitely on a different level. Uh, I'm trying to think of his. I want to say Victor Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely another person I see as a hard hitter and a very unique. I feel like he's got a very unique craft to him. He
Right.
just he's one of those guys to where if you haven't seen him, I definitely suggest checking him out. But he's one of those guys that where he just has this presence about him when he comes out to where you can't help but feel like you can feel the tension that he brings to the ring. So if I'm going to throw two people's names out there, I definitely want to say Tyler Shute and Victor Roosevelt.
Okay. Now you talked about a little about making it. So which promotion would best fit your style of wrestling?
I would say more of WWE. WWE seems to be more the style that I would want to go with.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be most fit. If I had to put a second one in there, I'd probably say TNA.
TNA. Okay. We're gonna jump out of wrestling for a moment. Tell us about some of your hobbies, Blade. What do you like to do for fun?
Well, I live in a apartment complex, so typically I have a bunch of kids that actually are around here that come to my show, and
Okay.
they'll typically ask me if I can come out and play with them, hang out with them. So I typically go out there and have exercise that way. Most of the time, I just like to come home and relax from work, enjoy on the game or two, watch a
Okay.
match or two, do some studying. So
Okay.
just being able to do those things is good enough for me. But
That's
those
good for
are
you.
typically the stuff I do.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Favorite meal? What's your favorite food?
Steak.
Steak.
Anytime somebody wants to talk about steak, getting steak, that is definitely why steak is definitely my favorite food.
Gotcha. I agree with that. I love steak too. All right. Let's jump back. Can't go wrong with steak. All right. Now let's talk about some places you want to wrestle, some states you want to go to that are on your list.
I would like to try shooting more over to the North Carolina area.
Okay.
If I got to shoot for the wall here, I definitely want to say New York.
New York.
New York's probably one of the top. New York and Pensacola are definitely one of the top places I would want to go to, because I know a good bit of wrestling that happens over there.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I'm from New York.
everywhere, I just feel like Pensacola and New York is definitely two places I would want to wrestle for sure at.
Okay. I'm from New York, so we got a lot of good federations out here. All right.
My point right there. That's my point.
As far as overseas, which country would you like to go train or wrestle in?
Japan.
Japan.
Definitely
What about Japan makes you want to go?
The style of how strong they're strong hitting, their chain wrestling. Just Japan has a style that is, I feel like, definitely not for the weak. That is definitely something you are going to have to endure all the way through. And that's something that I would love to be able to do, because I feel like, especially for my size and how people always go through criticizing me, going through Japan and going through their training, going through what they have to go through, that's definitely not only setting a level of, hey, this kid's got some guts to him, but also setting a level of major respect for Japan and how they have to go about their business and how they have to prepare for their type of matches, because usually they're going for like Iron Man matches, usually hour long and stuff like that. And that's a lot. I feel like that is an incredible time to be having to go out there and perform, like, especially at the level they can be going at. I gotta give major props to them, and definitely would want to travel over there. And of course, other personal reasons, but if we're talking mainly wrestling, it's definitely the style they do.
Okay. Match you want to be in that you haven't been in yet? Gimmick match.
Oh, I've never actually even really put too much thought into that. If I'm,
Okay.
I definitely, if there's a match that'd be possible to happen on the Indies before, instead of making, if you're not in WWE, definitely elimination chamber type match.
It's happened on the Indies out here in New York. It
Yeah. Oh,
has.
well, see, look, more reason why I want to do it in New York. More reasons.
Long Island, New York, the Chamber of Horrors. Yeah,
That's
Remarkable Wrestling. Look them up.
That's an appropriate name. I like the name of that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Man, Chamber of Horrors. It's. I haven't been to the actual one that they did last year, but this year there's another one coming. So should
Definitely something to check out. I definitely feel like that's
should be good. Actually, it might have happened last weekend. I don't know. I've been working so much, I haven't even been in the wrestling independent scene recently.
I know how that is.
Yeah, you get it. You get it. All right. Toughest match to date. Who's your toughest opponent and why?
I gotta give that's gonna be a tie, because two people that I definitely have to give that to for like hardest match. One would have to be Javen Myra, and the other would have to be James Anthony. I would say those two are probably the toughest matches I've had. Especially Javen Myra, versing him, it's a man is at a different feel, especially when you know the man's about 3 times your size. It's very hard to try to overcome that. I mean, it's possible, but
but just
you make sure you don't forget it. you ain't gonna walk out just being like, "Oh, I just had a match with him." Like, no, you're gonna remember that for a while.
What would you say is the toughest thing you had to get used to when you started wrestling?
I'd say taking tower spots.
Okay.
Being on the top of tower spots.
Okay.
Because conveniently enough, I'm the one always on top. So I think of any bumps that I take, that was the one that I had to get the most adjusted to.
Okay.
Because anytime you get to, I walk in, you're in a triple threat match, you're in a fatal 4-way. Somehow, some way, I know it's going to lead up to me being on the top rope and somehow getting suplexed off.
All right. So we got a question right here. If you could start your own faction with anyone in it, who would you add to?
If anyone, and so I'm assuming when he says anyone, he means mainstream and indie.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, choking over here. Go ahead.
Automatically, I would want to have Randy Orton. Randy Orton would definitely need to be on that because
on your team.
Yeah, definitely have Randy Orton. I want to try picking people from different promotions, so I definitely have Randy Orton for one. Let's say a person on the Indies that I would want to have on my team is my brother Cody Gibson. That's definitely. I definitely want to have brother. And actually, I probably want to throw both of my brothers in there, Chance Gibson Jr. and my brother. I'd want to definitely have brother backup.
Okay.
Then Randy,
that makes sense.
And then if you want, honestly, I think that'd be good if you just throw Randy in there and you have the Gibson brothers. I think that would be pretty dominant team right there in and of its own. But if you want, if everybody's all about having 5 members, then I guess my 5th member would. I say my 5th member would have to be AJ Styles.
Okay. All right. Good choices. Good choices, Blade. Good choices. If you could have an intergender match with anybody, who would it be?
Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
and not for the reason everybody thinks of. I know a lot of people are just gonna sit there and start flailing the whole mommy thing, but Rhea Ripley is a phenomenal. It would be Ripley or Io Sky, one of those two. But if you're telling me to pick, I definitely pick Rhea Ripley. She is one of the most phenomenal woman workers I've seen. Not shooting on any of the other ones. I'm picking my own personal opinion on that one.
Right. Okay. Man, we covered a lot of ground tonight. Did I miss anything?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
Not you can think of, right?
This is typically your podcast, right?
Yeah, true. All right, I'm gonna ask you one more. Actually, two more. One, if you could have an intergender well, you answered that one. If you could have a manager be in your corner, who would it be?
Oh, a lot of me really wants to say Paul Heyman, but I feel like there's
Pick someone in the independent scene.
Independence?
Yes.
I've seen some good managers on the independents, in all honesty. If I was going to say pick a independent one, it's killing me now because I'm blanking out on the name. I feel bad for blanking out on it because I really love this guy. But obviously, I don't love him enough. I can't remember his name. There's somebody I have the guy in mind, but I cannot. I'm drawing a blank on the name all of a sudden.
All right, no worries. All right, we'll stick with Paul Heyman. How about that?
That's a bit.
All right.
It bothers me so much that I don't know. I am so sorry that I can't think of it.
Nah, you're good, brother. All right, last question. What does the rest of 2025 look like for you?
So the rest of 2025 looks like me being able to finally get to the point of holding 4 titles instead of 3, because that's the max I've held at one time. So I'm shooting for 4 titles. It's looking like I'm about to be able to retain a title for a whole year once again. And let's see, am I missing anything?
All right.
No, that pretty much covers
Pretty
it.
good.
It's looking like gold. That's what it's looking like. Look, rest of the year is looking like nothing but gold.
Nothing but gold for Blade. All right, Blade. Let everybody know where they can follow you and if they can get some of your merch that you have available.
As of right now, I haven't gotten the shirts yet, but working on it. That's a work in progress. I do have autograph photos to send out, some limited edition from when I won the Smoky Mountain Pro Heavyweight Championship after 2 years of 2 years of constant hurdle after hurdle, bump after bump, swerve after swerve. Finally got it. There's only a limited photos of those. Once those are gone.
They're gone.
But you can follow me on Instagram at Blade Gibson _2003. You can follow me on Facebook at Blade Gibson. You can reach out to me via Gmail at bladegibson960@gmail.com. And I think that about covers it. That's all the ways to reach, follow, and enjoy the face of perfection.
All right, Blade. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you sending an invite for me to come on. Thank you.
Awesome. Much success to you, brother. Come back one day. Revisit your story. All right. As for me, right now I'm focused on work mode. But if you're in the area for tomorrow, check out NYWC's Till I Collapse as Emily LeVay, my best friend, takes on Livia. Emily's got Sammy Chaos in her corner. Check that out, nywcprowrestling.com. And while you're there, check out this next event coming up on October 4th. NYWC presents Rising Stars Women's Wrestling as Emily LeVay takes on Abaddon in a coffin match. Oh my God, just that alone is worth the price of admission. Our GM, Mercedes Martinez, will be in the house. Joining us will be, Mercedes Martinez. Joining us will be Serena Deeb, currently in Ring of Honor's Pure Championship Tournament. She'll be with us. Janai Kai will be with us, who was just recently at MLW. Aaliyah James, formerly of NXT UK. Izzy Moreno, everybody knows her as Bailey's little fangirl. Well, she's not so little anymore, and she's tough as nails now. All right, we got Cosmic, Harley Lopez, Tina San Antonio, Lulu Lorena, Amir Sahar, Taylor Yorkie, and Dolly Darko. Get your tickets at WWCProWrestling.com. You can also support. Thank you, Joe, for supporting Dolly Darko. If you want to sponsor a wrestler, it starts at $100. Contact myself or David Santonis at DNS Wrestling Collectibles. Make sure you get your tickets. This is going to be quite the show. Just the coffin match is worth the price of admission, Blade.
I would agree with that. Not very often you gonna see coffin matches.
No, 100%.
Unless you're versing Darby Allin, different story. But
right. And to see Abaddon in one, I don't think she's been in one in a long time. So make sure you catch it live right here in Long Island, New York. And also you can check out my vlogs on YouTube under Papa Dank. Here I am hanging out with Prince Nana right there. We're having a good time right there, Prince Nana and I. All right, everybody. Have a good night, Blade. Hold on for a second. I'll be back actually tomorrow with Amira Sahar. Will be here with me tomorrow. Join us tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. She'll be with us. Everybody have a good night.